off of a bluff 75 feet to the ground below. This all happened on the Hogskin Branch Trail. He was taken by Hamilton County EMS to the hospital. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News, now.
In-depth traffic, news, and information. Mornings on Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
Warming up out there through your afternoon with lots of sunshine. Mainly dry for a while, highs mid and upper 80s. Tonight, a few clouds will pass through, lows 62 to 65. For Friday and Saturday, continued mainly dry and very warm, highs each day into the upper 80s. Do you have a pesky tree that needs to be removed around your home or business? Call Paul Bunyan Tree Service now at 423-421-2104. That's 421-2104. And I'm 1412 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr. On Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
Welcome to the Art Beat of Chattanooga, where art lives. Glad you're dropping in on us today. We got some wonderful guests and some exciting, fun things to talk about. I'm here with Kofi Mawuko.
Yes, you got it right.
Born in Ghana, and Kofi is a master musician, drummer, and I'm sure dancer as well, along with others. So I'm really glad you're here with us, Kofi. My name is Jill Ann Collins. I'm the host of the show, The Art Beat of Chattanooga, where we come every Thursday and we talk about arts and culture in Chattanooga, and it's a lot of fun. So stay tuned, and we're going to have just some good time today. A couple fun guests, and Kofi is now living in Chattanooga?
Yeah, I've been living in Chattanooga for the past 18 years.
So you love Chattanooga like I do?
Yeah, I love Chattanooga. Very, very nice, very laid back, not busy like Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta before I moved down here. So, and a very good area to raise kids.
Yeah, because you said you had 4 children. So that have they all been raised here in Chattanooga?
No, 3 of them were raised. My little one is the one that's been raised here.
Ah, so this is her hometown. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, well, Kofi, I just found Kofi on Facebook because I kind of troll through there and look for interesting artists in Chattanooga. And I saw your page, and I was taken with, number one, it's very unique.
Thank you.
What you do it's unique and different.
Thank you.
So that drew me. And then the other thing that really, I think, made me want to contact you, Kofi, is your smile. I saw your picture with your smile. I thought, this is an interesting man with a good heart. So I'm very happy to have you here today. And,
thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming. And we're going to get Kofi standing soon, but we're going to have Kofi has a drum here, and we can show it to them.
Yeah, this is my baby.
It's beautiful. Look at this drum.
This is my baby that I take around the world and play everywhere I go.
Does it have a name?
Oh, it's a djembe. Everybody calls it djembe. Djembe is a very, very popular drum all over the world. And it's originally, from Mali, West Africa. But
yeah, it's got fur and
this beautiful fur.
Tapestry almost? Is that like a tapestry?
No,
string?
This is a cloth. Yeah, this is a cloth that I, to make it a little bit colorful.
It's a very beautiful drum. And so what is the top of the drum made from? The
top is from a goat skin.
So goat skin drum.
Goat skin, have the fur on. And it sounds really good.
Well, let's hear a little bit. Go ahead. Let's hear this drum.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Now that's the Art Beat of Chattanooga right there. Woo! That was great. I'm sure that sounded interesting on the air for y'all too. I don't know how that came across, so it'll be very interesting to watch the future feeds on that and hear how that came across. So music on a talk radio station. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rocking now. This is great. So what can you tell us, like Kofi, how this is, I want to make sure I give you time to announce your events and what's going on. So maybe we'll start with that.
Okay.
How people can find you online, your next few exciting events, and go ahead and tell us all about that.
All right. So my band is called Oja World Music Band, and we've played around here. And also, our next event here will be next month, July the 8th. Unfortunately, one of my horn player, his name is Antoine, has cancer, that we're going to do a benefit concert for him at the Grand Falon on July 8th, so that we can raise some funds and support him to, going through these things always needs money, to pay for the hospital bills and all that. So, I'm trying to put some of the musicians around here to come out and support, and and also the public also come out and support, so that we can help him out financially. So Ja World Music Band will be playing, and Malele Roots will be playing, and also Lumber 5. That's one of the bands that I play with. They also will be coming out, and I'm also going to be contacting some other musicians who will be willing to come out and support on that day. And then after that, that's pretty much what we have.
What's
here.
The cost for that benefit? Do you have that established?
Not yet. It might be between maybe $10-15 each.
And the proceeds are going to go to help out your band member with cancer.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, people who've been in the medical realm and you get thrown into that whole different world, it's so much more expense than bills. It is travel, food, losing work time.
Yeah.
So your family members are also in that situation too. It's a very, very difficult time, along with having a diagnosis that none of us want to hear.
And just last 2 days ago, I went and dropped him off at the Chattanooga airport. He flew to one of the towns in Atlanta for to go through his checkup and all that. So it's something that nobody has to wish for anybody, and I can see how he is emotionally. As a man, sometimes we think we are very strong. We don't want to show our emotion that much, but it's sad. It's sad to see him going through this, and whatever I can do or whatever everybody can do to help him will be appreciated.
Well, I would be sure to share this every week on the Art Beat of Chattanooga until the event. So I'll stay in touch with you on, any information I need on that and share that. Okay. And it's a great thing.
Yeah, thank you.
I just knew from your smile you had a great heart. So, and so you've got some other things upcoming here. You're heading out to Nashville, you said today.
Yeah, right from here we're heading out to Nashville for traditional. They call it the traditional apprentice or master apprentice program that the Tennessee Arts Commission has started. And with this program, it's a very, very good thing that the Tennessee Arts Commission have started. With people like me coming from Africa, I brought in my culture, and what they're doing is they want me to teach an African American person who is here that can also pass on the tradition in the African community. So if there's somebody from the Latino countries like Guatemala, Mexico, and all that, that person also can teach that group of people so that they can pass on the culture, so that the culture will not die, in the future, which is a very, very good thing. And I give my sincere respect to them, so that that makes us feel good and feel that we are being supported, not only being an artist, but coming from a different country and be somewhere, and the people like what you're doing and supporting what you're doing. It's a very good feeling.
And it's so great. It's supporting you as an individual and a culture, and it's so wonderful that other people can learn to carry on these traditions, because that's kind of what defines us. It helps us to remain who we are, to stay grounded in our roots. That's the meaning. Actually, what you told me, your album coming out, would you pronounce it? Because
it's called Sankofa.
Sankofa.
Yeah.
And it means
go back to your roots. And everybody came from somewhere, but scientifically, we believe we're all from Africa. It doesn't matter whether you're white, you're black, you're green, you are purple, you are whatever color. We are all one people and one human being created by the same one God. I even have a song called "Let's Talk About Love." So these are some of the lyrics in the song. So I believe in humanity. We don't have to look at each other. Oh yeah, he's black, so they are these people. Oh, he's white because he's Latino, or he's Asian. No, we are all human beings.
Yes.
So I believe in the human race. We don't have white. I don't believe in white race, black race, Asian race. No, we are all human race. So,
I totally agree with that, Kofi. And that's the spirit of what I'm hearing of your heart and your music is very supportive and joyful, and embracing the world and the human race with love and lifting them up,
lifting everybody up. And it's about time we have to break all this, all this thinking of each person. You are this, you are that, or this is what you believe in spiritually, or no, it's a whole big world. I've traveled the world. I've seen a lot. It's a big world that if we are able to look at things in a very different way, we have different cultures in the world. Everybody lives differently. Everybody do things different. Everybody speaks different language. Everybody eats different kind of food. So, automatically, people will have different beliefs, but it's the same one God that everybody's worshiping in a different way.
And it comes down to we all have the same needs: shelter, food, love, water. We need to be able to communicate. And that's what art is about. Arts, is artists like yourself and myself communicating that love of humanity, that connection we feel to humanity, to others.
That's right.
So, that's the true definition of art is,
and most importantly, there's been a huge debate going on here and there about global warming, or, all these things. We have to look at certain things and see, coming from Africa, I know what changes are. I know what changes are. There are a lot of places that if trees are being cut off, we know how it affects the people and how it affects the community. If water is being polluted, we know how it affects people and how it affects the community. So it's a huge thing that we really have to get up, stand up, and for our right, just like Bob Marley said, and we do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because this is the only world that we have.
It is. And I agree 100%. We need to not quarrel or about things we cannot control, and do the things we know that we can to help others and this world.
That's right.
So and there's a lot of lonely people nowadays. There's this communication age. Yes, we can go on YouTube and watch you, hear your music, but now you and I are meeting, and that's a whole different vibration in this universe. So I think, I don't know about you, Kofi, but I feel like some of that's missing in our world now with so much electronic communication, that people are hungry to, be in person, hear you in person, enjoy the energy in person, and, give it and receive it that way. So, I think it's great that you're, playing around. Where is the soonest and closest place to Chattanooga people can see your band?
That's what we have now. Our next gig is going to be in June 24th in at Slow Joe's. It's called NOC Outdoor thing at Bryson City. That's a beautiful, beautiful place. And we play there on June 24th and then July the 8th. So as time goes on, people will be calling for gigs and all that. So since we are now friends on Facebook and now we are seeing each other now, so I'll be feeding you a lot of information.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And I've got so many more questions in my head pertaining to how much life you've experienced that we can't cover in this little half-hour segment. So I think there's a lot of things we can talk about that are, as artists, our hearts are very passionate about the world. And, there's things that I'm hearing you say that trigger other things. Like, do artists go over to Africa and help the children with arts or give them art supplies or teach them, and how that all goes, and also bring our culture to them and introduce that.
Yeah.
And so many things. And it's just no end to that. So.
Yeah. And actually I would like to hit a little bit about what you just said. I'm in the process of planning of, training little children, young children in Ghana, kind of like form a small children's group there, and so that they can, if the chance comes or the time comes, they can come here, kind of like a cultural exchange program, and kids from here too can go there and perform in the schools over there and do some other festivals over there. So by traveling in the world, has opened my mind in a very, very positive way. So the more you see different things, the more you experience different things, it opens the scope of your mind and makes you think bigger than just thinking narrowly.
Enlarge your coast.
That's right.
And that's a reason for that, because it helps us to get out of our own little world, on our own little bubble of trouble or whatever, and reaching out and giving to others. That's where true joy comes in.
That's right.
That you can do all you want for yourself, and that's good to take care of yourself and love yourself. But when you give, then you get joy.
You get joy.
It's just a part of it.
That's right.
So you've been all over the world. Has this been touring with your band musically?
No, I've not started touring with my band yet. But in my 20s, I actually my first trip outside Ghana in Africa was to Cuba. I was 12 years old. So we went there for the International World and Youth Festival. So that was my first time of seeing Fidel Castro in person, just like I'm looking at you now.
Wow.
So
I'd be just wouldn't even know how to react.
yeah, that was a quite experience. I really love it and remember it up to today. So, after that, went to Bulgaria, went to Libya, Algeria, and toured 3 years in Germany with a Ghanaian-based group in Germany. So we toured, I can say, almost every part of Europe, traveling from country to country. So, so with this journey, it has opened me up a lot to, to accept people and to accept other cultures and, other religion and respect everybody.
Yeah, not to try and push something as this is the only way.
No,
because we don't really honestly know, So has this part of your life, the travels and seeing countries and different people and cultures, I assume that has a lot of influence in your music and in your writing.
Yeah.
You write lyrics. So the true experiences are probably really in your songs, almost ballads, only to, as you said, it's a mixture of which types of, I asked, what would I call this, your musical genre?
I call it world music. I call it world music because just like you're saying before, it's a fusion of everything. A fusion of everything. I remember one time I was at Nightfall. The dismembered Tennesseans were playing there. And if I look around, I can say I'm the only black person in the crowd. maybe only one or two black person in the crowd. And this lady, I can say this white lady came in behind me and whispered in my ears, "Do you like this kind of music?" And I turned around and said, "Yes, I do." And she's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." But you see, like what I'm saying, people don't know, or I can, if I say people, that I'm mistaken, but some people don't know where all the roots of every music that we play come from. Everything comes from Africa. Now, and the banjo that they were playing that day, many people don't know where banjo comes from. The banjo is an African instrument, originally from Mali. So in the olden days, that's what they played to entertain the kings and the queens. And it all comes in a very, very rare gold. It's a gold. It's a gold instrument. So that's what they used to play and entertain the kings and the queens. So during slavery, that's what they brought here and started playing, and other cultures also picked it up and became the main instrument.
Yeah, it's all over the world now.
It's all over the world now. And even when Bela Fleck would stop playing and made it big, he went to Africa and do a lot of research about bluegrass music.
Yeah, that's a very interesting research idea to the origins of music.
That's right.
To really look into that and see what that leads to.
And even tapping on that, I did a master class at UTC some years back, with one of my friend, what's his name? Doing that master class, so every group of students were given an assignment to do to go and do a research of the music or the genre of music that they playing, like blues, ragtime, bluegrass, country music, funk, R&B, and all that. So every group that went to do their research, they came back that the source of the music that they did comes from Africa. So so that tells how we are together as human beings. But because we don't know our roots, or we don't do more into our roots, that has put that blind, or that has divided us as people. But the basic thing is we are all one people.
Yes, we are. We are. And it's
regardless of your skin color, we are all one people.
Absolutely. And it's something I don't do well with people dividing by race or religion, or say disability, handicap, because you're different. Yeah. They're people too.
They are. They are.
It's hard to approach maybe sometimes a handicapped person. But I've had several in my own family. And for me, that's normal. But without that could be a scary thing. But even as we're talking about the humanity, these people who look a little off, or they're in a wheelchair, or you can tell they have cerebral palsy or something, they're still all part of it. They're connecting, and they need that connection too. So I'm sure they love your music. Like everyone who hears it probably just loves your music.
Yeah, no, they might do things in a different way than we do. I've had a lot of workshop for disabled people. I'll take my drums there, my bells, my drums, my bells, and my shakers and everything. Give them the drum, and the blind or the deaf, put their hand on the drum, and I'll hit the drum. So the vibration of the drum, and you can see the smile on their face and the way they move their body and all that. So there's a power. I call it the spirit of the drum. There's the spirit of the drum, or the power of the drum, moves everybody. Because drum has been in the human existence since time immemorial.
Yeah, drums have a very powerful, everything comes down to the beat. That's what drives music, is the beat.
Yeah.
And melody and everything else follows. Wow, that went quickly. Kofi, thank you. We got such into talking, I didn't even realize that the show, this part was over. So join Kofi Matu and Maruka at Grand Falloon on July 8th for the benefit for his fellow band member who has cancer. So thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure. I definitely want to have you back, because we got to talk some more. See you in a few minutes with another guest, and this is going to be Hugh Albertson, another musician.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
Need windows? Hey folks, do you need new windows? Good news. Window Depot of Chattanooga has a great special going on right now. 10 high-quality, energy-efficient double-hung vinyl windows installed for only $29.90. That's right, 10 double-hung vinyl windows, only $2,990. And yes, they qualify for the TVA rebates. Call 894-0011. Window Depot of Chattanooga today, located at 5950 Shalford Road. Call 894-0011 today.
He stole out so much cash, such a huge mountain of cash, that he's become a national star. Rick Davis, you know the story. Cash, 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 and more cash. People can't believe it. They want to see it. And now Rick Davis has a new TV show. National TV, USA and Canada. He's got the gold and silver, diamonds and rings. You get dizzy just thinking about it. Rick's selling, Rick's buying. Cash, 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 and more cash. And now a mountain of cash catching the Hollywood spotlight. You know where it is. Brainerd Road. Rick Davis, Golden Diamonds. Cash, 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 and national TV cash. That's really big. Everyone wants to see it. Money flying out the door. Rick Davis is America's jeweler. It's better than Hollywood. It's right here. Cash, 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 and more cash. Rick Davis, Golden Diamonds. Brainerd Road.
You love me. You really love me.
Is your career taking you where you want to go? If not, talk to Covenant Group Insurance, especially if you like helping people. Call and learn how you can work for yourself, but not by yourself. Intense but free training, plus a fantastic lead program, plus office support equals your success, your prosperity. Gross at least $75,000 your first year selling insurance. Call Steve or Jada for a confidential interview. That's 855-8484. Maybe the most important call you'll make all year.
Chattanooga's best kept secret, Boyd Speedway. Come see the fastest dirt late model drivers in the South compete for a purse every Saturday night. Pit gates open at 3, grandstand opens at 5. Racing starts at 7. Bring the whole family for a night of fun as they tear it up on the dirt track. Go to BoydSpeedway.net and check out the Dirt Simulator. BoydSpeedway.dirtsimulator.com. Chattanooga's best kept secret, Boyd Speedway. Fun-filled, outrageous racing. We'll see you Saturday night.
The UCRA Crate Late Model Event. Limited late models, crate late models, sportsman, hobby, and street stocks.
Boyd Speedway.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM's news now.
A dog walking in the woods discovered skeletal remains in Cleveland. The police ran a forensics analysis on the bones and dental records and discovered they belonged to Joshua Arp, a man who was a suspect in a robbery case last year, believed to have stolen morphine pills. The cause of death, according to the medical examiner, is morphine overdose. Police posing as prostitutes arrested 11 individuals in a major prostitution sting in the East Lake area. The female police would pose as prostitutes and, when solicited, would turn around and arrest them. All 11 were charged with patronizing prostitution charges. Some were charged with possession of drug paraphernalia and unlawful carrying of firearms as well. Hamilton County emergency workers rescued a man who fell off of a bluff 75 feet to the ground below. This all happened on the Hogskin Branch Trail. He was taken by Hamilton County EMS to the hospital. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News, now.
In-depth traffic, news, and information. Mornings on Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
Warming up out there through your afternoon with lots of sunshine. Mainly dry for a while, highs mid and upper 80s. Tonight, a few clouds will pass through, lows 62 to 65. For Friday and Saturday, continued mainly dry and very warm, highs each day into the upper 80s. Do you have a pesky tree that needs to be removed around your home or business? Call Paul Bunyan Tree Service now at 423-421-2104. That's 421-2104. And I'm 1412 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr on Nooga Radio AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Art Beat of Chattanooga, where art lives. I'm Jillian Collins, your host, local artist, local starving artist, so feel free to go to my website and buy artwork. You just have to contact me for prices, because that's a tough thing to do as an artist, is price your work. So, feel free to check that out, Vanguard Artistry. And we just had a fantastic visit with Kofi.
Yeah, he sounded like a great guy.
He did. And now we have Hugh Alverson.
How are y'all today?
Yep. I'm good, and I think the listeners are good. We're having a really great show today. It's just a lot of fun, lightheartedness, all about music, local musicians, and I dredged Hugh up on Facebook. I stalk people on Facebook,
You stalker.
A musician. I'm going to contact them and look at their stuff, because that's a good way to help keep Chattanooga connecting.
Well, social media is a very, very powerful tool. Very powerful, especially if you're a musician or you're in a band. To be able to get yourself out there in the media, social media is probably one of the greatest things ever invented. And that's how we've been able to get ourselves out, is through social media. It's just awesome.
Yeah, I think in the arts, I'm kind of have a jealousy almost about musicians, because in all the forms of art, it's the one that reaches the most people for centuries.
Well, music is very powerful. It reaches the soul. It reaches the heart. Take, for instance, depending on what kind of mood you're in, really depends on what kind of music you listen to. For instance, if you're angry, you may listen to something like rock and roll or heavy metal, or if you've lost a loved one, you'll listen to very soft music that means a lot to the heart, that will bring closure to you. So music is very powerful, and it's like you say, it's been around for centuries, and it's awesome.
It is. And a friend of mine that I illustrated a book with, Fred Ballou, it's called Poems from a Secret Garden, and I think it's his original saying. He always says that music is the soundtrack of our life.
Yes. Very much so.
It truly is.
Oh, yes, it is.
And recently, somebody was saying to me that, I feel bad for this generation because their music isn't going to, help them have the memories that we do, how we connect to music from the era that I was from, Alan Parsons, whatever, anything from the 65 through now. But I like the music from when I was a teenager, because who doesn't?
Exactly. And, that's the kind of music that I like to get out is, my band and I, we play a lot of your old country, a lot of country that people grew up on, such as Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, George Jones, Johnny Cash, Keith Whitley. The list goes on and on. But a lot of people love the old country because it does bring back a lot of memories, such as when you were growing up. You remember sitting on the porch with Mama and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa, aunts, uncles, all the kids playing in the yard, families congregating for picnics. And that's what we're playing on the radio, back then in the day.
Yeah, back then in the day, there was a lot more of that going on, too.
Yes, there was.
Now with social media, the benefits of it are very clear. Also, it holds us back socially from one-on-one connection, family gatherings. And since we were children, in the baby boomer generation, which I'm kind of part of, then now the families are just dispersed.
Yes, they are. You don't see what you used to see 20, 30 years ago.
Well, now you go look for a job online, and it could be in California, and you might be in New York State. So our generations have changed. This is changing, and we're everywhere.
Absolutely.
So,
And I would really love to see, families congregate more, because it's very important. The way it used to be. And like you say, the music, there's nothing wrong with families getting together in the backyard and the grill out and having, music in the background. That's what brings memories to everyone.
Singing the music yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Sing.
We're a musical family, and all of my family are singers, basically. And, that's just a part of things for me. Singing music, it's everything other than my art.
Exactly.
But it helps my art. You know, I use it when I'm painting. So music is a part of my art.
Right.
You know, like you said, mood, whatever I'm painting, I'm probably going to play music that matches the mood that I'm trying to portray in my piece.
Exactly. And, you know, it's like myself, I drive an 18-wheeler for a living. And, you know, as I'm going down the interstate, there's different songs that I like to hear that, you know, puts me in the mood of driving. You know, a lot of good Southern rock and roll.
Like On the Road Again.
Absolutely. Willie Nelson. But yeah, you know, going down the interstate, you know, with the radio cranked up and with the window down, I mean, it's puts you in the mood that you need to be in. So yes, music is a wonderful thing. And I think that, you know, people should grasp music more than what it should be grasped the way they are now. I mean, it's just, if people learned to love music the way it should be loved, I think it would help a lot of generations to come. And that's just my opinion.
I think it's a pretty well loved art form. I can't imagine life without music. And
absolutely,
like Kofi, who was just here, he has even worked with deaf people with his drum, and he'll hit the drum and they'll feel that vibration, and the smile just comes across their face.
Absolutely.
Because they can't hear all the instruments, but the vibrations they can feel.
Yes.
So, you know, it enters even through a deaf person.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, it's like you say, we'll go back to the same thing. Music is very powerful. Very, very powerful. And without it, I don't think this would be a world that we could actually live in without music.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, you know, this is kind of a weird statement, I suppose, but back in the day when I was in church as a child and everything, there was a teaching that Lucifer was actually a totally musical being. Like his body was created with music as a musical thing. Mm-hmm. And that's partially why he got puffed up and got himself tossed.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know if it's just like an old wives' tale.
I've never heard that story.
Yeah, but Lucifer was, they say, oh yeah, it was in a class. They were trying to, you know, teach me to hate rock and roll music, and that did not work.
Uh-oh.
No. So, but, you know, so that was bad because Lucifer, you know, was an image of music that they considered evil, and they tried to make it look like it was actually from Lucifer.
Kind of reminds me of the movie Footloose.
You know, like music, just like visual arts, can represent all emotion, all aspects of life.
Exactly.
So,
and without it, like I said, I mean, personally, in my opinion, we'd be nothing, because music, you know, music to me music has been the center of life ever since the creation of Earth. I mean, if you go back into the Bible, and I'm not trying to get into the religion, but if you go back in the Bible, even in the Bible, it speaks of music, the angels singing. You know, music is an inspiration. Music is, like I say, the heart and the soul of someone. And we need music to live. We need music to function. We need music to prosper in life. I mean, music it's just powerful. Very
right.
powerful.
I mean, eat plants and everything. Our brains, literally, when we're listening to music, it's making new connections in our brain all the time. So it helps us be smarter, you know?
That's right.
I wrote a song when I was 12. I just remembered. And as we were talking about why people write and stuff, and I started writing poetry at 12, and I wrote a song and put chords to it. And
really?
Yeah, I think I can still remember most of it. I'm not going to do it right now, let me tell you. But yes, it was about an old man in a park. And
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, now, you know, you've sparked my interest. So now you're going to have to play that for me one day.
I never thought of it for so long until just now. It's like, wait, I wrote a song once. Huh? So.
Well, you know, and I've written quite a few songs myself. I've written, oh, Lord, I can't even tell you, 20 or 30 songs. As a matter of fact, and I'd like to bring my band, my members, you know, into the forefront here. All my members are 30, 40 plus year veteran musicians, such as my rhythm guitarist. His name is Gary Rose. Phenomenal man. I couldn't ask for a better man. Matter of fact, I consider him my mentor. He is a songwriter and a great songwriter. He has, oh dear God, 50, 60, 80 songs. I can't even remember. But yes, I mean, we, as a band, we get together and we write songs and we play them. and it's magical. It's just, oh, I just wish one day that you could hear it. It's just awesome. To bring my lead guitarist, Mr. Tim Stennett, the man, phenomenal, exceptional lead guitarist, can make the guitar talk to you, literally. My bass guitarist, Riley Pruitt, the greatest, in my opinion, one of the greatest bass guitarists in this area. My drummer, it's just awesome. We all get together and write songs and make music, and it's just, I think I'm gonna shed a tear thinking about it. I'm sorry. Yeah. But
so it's really a spiritual experience for you too. I mean, it sounds like it's so moving that it wraps up your whole heart and your intellect together and talent, so it's so spiritually moving.
Absolutely. And people love our music and they love to hear us. They love what we do. Because excuse me, not only are we a band and making music, but we're a family. And when we are together, our main focus is the music. So it's exceptional.
Yeah. Well, so what age were you when you realized that you really wanted to become a musician?
I was about 18. It's kind of funny. I was 18 years old and I went to a karaoke bar, and I had a bunch of friends tell me, hey, you need to get on stage and sing a song. You got a great voice. And I thought, well, no, I don't think I want to do this. Real nervous. But you know how we are when we get a few drinks.
That does lower the inhibitions. Yes.
Got a few drinks and, so I actually, got on stage and sang my first song in karaoke, and it just took off from there. Just started going back and started singing more, getting more comfortable on stage, and didn't really start doing my own music until about 7 years ago. That's when I got into writing songs, performing on stage with a guitar, forming bands, working in the area. So all in all, 20 years singing wise, 7 years actually performing.
Very cool. So as a songwriter, you and I had spoken prior to the interview here, and there's a song that's very close to your heart.
Yes.
And Hugh is going to share that song with you here and now on the Art Beat of Chattanooga. So let's move to that so that we for sure don't miss that opportunity.
All right. I want to tell everybody what it's about real quick. It's about a little boy whose father is in the military and sends him a letter saying he's coming home. I don't want to give everything away from the song. You'll just have to hear it.
Yeah, so we're going to get set up for that a second. It's just going to take a moment. And I believe I had a Facebook feed that failed. I apologize. Who may be jumping in right now. It seems to have dumped the first portion. You'll be able to see this entire interview on our YouTube. So it's not lost. So we're still going to run the rest of this on Facebook. And I'm very excited to hear this song because I know it's close to Hugh's heart. And we're just going to go right to it. And the title?
Dad Loves You.
All right. Hugh Allen singing Dad Loves You.
Thank you. All right, here we go. A little boy received a letter on a warm spring afternoon. The writing was his daddy's, said, I'm coming home real soon. I know I missed a lot of times, but there's things I've had to do. But I'm writing you this letter just to say I love you. Well, I've been sitting on this dusty ground with my rifle in my hand. Been fighting for the people across this desert land. But I keep your picture close to me. It helps me smile when I'm feeling blue. So please don't ever forget my son. Remember, I love you. So don't you cry. You know I'm right there in your heart. And I promise never to leave your side, even when we're miles apart. And when you start to walk through life, you don't know what to do. And just remember, my son, these words, Dad loves you. A little boy received a folded flag on a cold, dark winter's day. He heard the guns fire, 21, as he turned and walked away. He reached and took the letter that he's read a time or two. And he felt the tears streaming down his face as he read. So don't you cry. You know I'm right there in your heart. And I promise never to leave your side, even when we're miles apart. And when you start to walk through life, you don't know what to do. And just remember these words, my son, Dad loves you. A little boy received a letter on a warm spring afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I mean, wow, I'm trying not to get all teared up here because that is powerful. Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Very cool because of you sharing this directly after Memorial Weekend. You know, it's a day late, but we're not $1 short here.
Oh, no.
You know? So I think it's a beautiful, beautiful song. And you've written this song, correct?
Yes.
And how long ago did you write it?
About 4 years ago.
Yeah. So you've gotten to perform it a few times.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Beautiful. I can tell there's a lot of feeling in there and, you know.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, I wrote that because I'm actually, to a degree in that song, I'm actually a little boy that received a folded flag. My stepfather was 20 years military in the Air Force. I can't tell you what he did in the Air Force. I know he was a sergeant, but when he died, I was the child that was handed the folded flag. So that's why I wrote that song. It's
now you are going to make me cry.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That is amazing. And, so personally, you know, written song because you're that little boy.
Yes, I am that little boy.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really a vulnerable thing to do and brave.
Yes. And thank you for allowing me to play it. And like I said, it's very dear to me. And I really love it. And a lot of people do like that song that I played it for. So
yeah, it's beautiful. And it's such a sad, again, it comes to the part where when you're speaking about art, we may, as a society, think beauty, you know, if a painting or a song should be beautiful. But there's also the part of art that is painful. It's still beautiful.
Yes.
But it hurts.
Yes, it does.
So, you know, that's the part where art meets the road through every culture.
Exactly. And, you know, it's like I was going back when we first started talking about it, you know, songs speak to the heart and to the soul, depending on what mood you are, it's what songs you will listen to. Hence why I wrote that song, because it means a lot to me. And when I play it, every time I play the song, or I even listen to myself playing it, it brings back the memories of my father. So it's
kind of relive it, huh?
Yes. Music is very powerful.
That's really, really brave of you to share that.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful song, and guitar as well along with it. That's lovely. So, and thank you to all of our military people in this country for serving. We just had Memorial Weekend, and a lot of us think about picnics and all that. There's a lot of people who are at the graveside of their loved ones.
Oh, yes.
Comrades who've fallen, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers.
Absolutely.
Stepfathers.
Yes.
So that's why, Memorial Day is because we're remembering that. And what a perfect song to share this week.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And, speaking of the veterans and speaking of our great nation, July 4th is a celebration of our independence as a country. And a lot of people will go out and they'll shoot fireworks, go see the fireworks, celebrate, have picnics as well. As a matter of fact, July the 1st, we are honoring, my band and I are having a benefit in Cleveland, Tennessee on July the 1st from 1 p.m. to midnight. We will have live bands. We will have arts and crafts for kids. We will have food vendors. We will have exhibitors. And what it is, we're raising money for the veterans and active duty personnel. But the name of it is Salute the Heroes. And what we're trying to bring out is that on July 4th, we celebrate our independence. But, if it wasn't for our military, we would not have independence. So I think, in my opinion, they deserve to be honored on the 4th of July just as well as any other day.
Absolutely. Yep. So that's a pretty long venue. So people have a long period of time they can come and attend and enjoy this.
Exactly.
And so the benefit, they come, and is there a price on this event?
Yes, ma'am. It's $20 a car. Or if you're on a
car
per car. Yes, we're charging per car.
I like that.
Well, yeah, if you bring, if it's one person in the car, it's $20. If it's 4 or 5 people in the car, it's $20.
Yeah.
We're
save gas, carpool, save money.
That's right. Come out, enjoy some good food. There will be barbecue, hot dogs, hamburgers, ice cream. We're going to have kettle corn. We're going to have elephant ears.
Are you going to have boiled peanuts?
Yeah, we can put boiled peanuts out there just for you.
I may be from the north, but those boiled peanuts.
Oh, yeah. But yes, we're going to have so much out there. We're going to have many exhibitors. We're going to have toys. We're going to have cotton candy. We're going to have arts and crafts for people to look at and buy. It's just going to be one great big event. All the money that we are getting from this event is going directly to the VFW so that they can distribute the funds throughout the military so that any military personnel that is in need, such as if they need clothing, food, then that's what they're going to receive.
That's great, because I just saw on our station this morning, I saw a post where communities are building tiny houses for veterans, for homeless veterans. Instead of them living on the street, they're providing these very simple tiny houses for them. Wow, that went really fast. So check out Hugh's Facebook page. You have a website?
Yes, ma'am. www.hughalancountry.com, or you may visit us on Facebook, Hugh Allen Country on Facebook.
So Hugh Allen, Google him, and if you need to find further, just send him a message and don't tell him I told you to do that.
Yeah,
so,
Hugh Alverson.
Thanks for joining us on the Art Beat of Chattanooga. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
In-depth traffic, news, and information. Mornings on Nooga Radio.